No, sir. We just watch videos of maths and Islamiyat on YouTube.
Okay, let me admit. So we read this lesson, I think, and I hope you
Yes.
understood it.
First paragraph.
Yes. Did
Yes.
you? So we are left with only few lessons, two other lessons, right? We have almost covered, because of this COVID-19, your course has been reduced, right? You know that I sent you the course content. You remember it, right?
Okay.
You have it with you.
Your voice not clear.
What about now?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Now it's good.
right. So we have these few other lessons that we have to cover. We have only 2 or 3 lessons left. So we'll cover that as well, okay? Now, if you remember that day we studied this one essay or lesson, what you do is what you are.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
So, yes. Is there any, okay, let me talk to everybody. Abdullah, are you there? Where is Naseeb Gul and where is Ghani and where are other students? Noman, your mic is
Oh
not
no, sir.
working
They are
properly.
active, but
Yes, sir.
Okay. Noman, you have a problem with your mic. We cannot hear you.
Now is it okay, sir?
Yes, it's okay now.
Now it's
So,
okay, sir.
yes, it is okay now. Okay, Jawadur Rahman, are you there? Yes.
sir, there is an unknown person in our group, so kick out him.
Who is
Yusuf
that?
Khan.
Okay. Yusuf Khan, are you from this class? Noman, please check your mic. Yusuf left.
Sir, I'm checking it.
Saad is also here. Let
Sir, is
me
it okay
admit.
now?
Yes, it is. It is perfectly okay now. Are you using headphones?
Yes,
No,
sir.
sir.
Yes, maybe that's why there is this noise. Okay, Saad, are you there? Saad, can you hear me? Noman, you still have that problem. We still cannot hear you clearly. Should I admit this, Yusuf Khan?
No,
As you wish,
sir. We
sir.
don't have Yusuf in our.
Okay. So how did he come to know that we have a class? Okay, Saad, can you hear me? Saad. Noman, you should mute your mic. I think there is a noise.
Okay, sir.
Okay. And then if you want to ask me question, you can raise your hand and I'll give you the mic. But for now, you should mute it because there is a noise. Okay, so do you want to ask me, did you understand that whatever we read that day, or should we read another lesson, or should we read this one again?
Yes,
So,
sir. We are
yes.
listening.
So let me read this one, and then there are the questions at the end of this lesson. We'll discuss that one as well, and then I'll give you assignment that you will write those questions, the answers to those questions, okay?
Okay, sir.
So we just read it, or if you have a
Okay.
certain issue, I think
Okay.
that you have also read it. So if there is anything you don't understand, you can ask me, okay?
Okay, sir.
Yes, so this lesson, I remember we talked about it, but then there was an internet issue, so we left it in the middle. I did not complete this one. So let me read it again. We, unlike people almost everywhere else in the world, tend to define and judge everybody in terms of their work they do, especially work performed for pay. Okay, so see, almost everywhere in the world, what people do is that they judge people, okay, on the basis of their salary. If they earn a lot of money, they respect them and they think that they are doing a good, important job. Or if they're not earning money, okay, so what we say is that that person is like, we do not respect certain people who, those people who do not earn money. So especially work performed for pay, right? Pay is the salary. Charlie is a doctor, Sam is a carpenter, Mary Allen is a copywriter at a small aid agency. It is as if by defining how a person earns money, okay, earns his or her rent money, we validate or reject that person's existence, right? Now, validate means to accept, okay? Like, we only accept those people who earn money, and there are people that if they don't earn money, if they don't have a job, we do not even accept it, right? Through the work and job title, we evaluate the worth of the life attached. So if they are having a good job, right, a high job, we evaluate them on the basis of their job, right? Larry is a laid off auto worker. Okay, laid off means gave up, right? So like, he used to work as a auto, right? Tony is a retired teacher right now. He was a teacher and he was an auto worker. Like this, Larry was auto worker now. He does not work anymore. He has left that job. And Tony is a retired teacher. So retired, you already know that he was a teacher. Now he's not a teacher. Sally is a former showgirl. See, former is again that she used to work, right? Now she doesn't work. Black Jack dealer from Vegas. Okay, it is as if by learning that a person currently earns no money at jobs, maybe has not earned any money at job for years, we assign that person to a limbo, right? So it means that, like, for example, if there is a person and he's not earning money and he's not doing any job, so what we do is that we assign that person to a limbo, means like, for example, uh, that he's in a waiting, okay, that he's nothing right now, but he is waiting to decide whether he will work or not. So limbo here means that he's like nothing, at least for the present. So at least for the present, he's not anything now at the time because he doesn't have a job. We define such non-employed person in terms of their past job history. So we define them that, yes, there is a person and he's not doing anything. So we say, well, he's a retired professor. He's not doing anything now, but we can say that in the past he was working. So if you see this, another paragraph, this seems peculiar to me. People are not cast in bronze because of the job they hold or once got that. Like, for example, a retired teacher, for example, may spend a lot of volunteer time working with handicapped children or raising money for the Loyal Order of Hibernating Hibiscus. See, if there is a teacher and we say he's a retired teacher, right? But he is also working as a volunteer, right, with these handicapped, disabled children as well. So he's also doing some other work, but we don't consider those other works. We only consider somebody's job, he is earning money, right? If he's not earning money, we do not even consider that job. So that apparently does not count. See, that doesn't count whether he's working with the disabled children or raising money for this organization. We do not count that. We only count his job through which he earns money. Who is Tony? A retired teacher, a laid off auto worker, may pump See, this laid off auto worker may pump gas at his cousin's station or sell encyclopedia on weekends. This laid off worker, maybe he is working some, like he works extra part-time job in other places, like he works as a work, maybe as a in a gas station, but we don't count that. Or maybe he is selling encyclopedia as a books, right? That he is selling
Yes,
encyclopedia
that's
on weekends, but we don't count that. Like it doesn't matter whether we will never ever say that he is also working there. So we do not count that work. We only count the work, okay, through which he earns a lot of money, and that is his job. But who is Larry until and unless he begins to work steadily again? He is laid off auto worker. This is the same as saying he is nothing now, but he used to be something, an auto worker. So see, if right now he's not doing anything, we say he's nothing now. How can a person be nothing if he's not working? He still has he still is a human being, and there is existence, right? He exists. But we say that if he's not working, he doesn't even exist. We do not even validate his existence in the first paragraph. If you see that, we do not accept him as a person if he doesn't work. Do you understand me?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Like for example, after completing master, like you don't have this idea right now, but after you complete your education, and if you don't find work, seriously, you will find it very hard, because people will treat you very badly if you don't have a job. But if you have a job, everybody will respect you because of that job. But if you don't have a good job, they will really consider you nothing. Do you get it? That's why all these people work so hard to find a job, because our society is like this. It doesn't mean that if you don't have a good job, you're not a good person. There are people that they are very good people, okay, very good human beings. So what if they don't have a job? But the society is like this, that we uh, give importance to people who have good jobs, right? Do you get it? Should I read another one? There is a whole category of other people who are just something. And then, so we have like one category. One is that who holds jobs, right? Who has jobs. And then there is another category is that they had job in the past, but right now they don't have a job. And then there is another category. There is a whole category of other people who are just something, and they don't have a job. They did not have a job in the past, and we say we include them in the just something category. Now this is very, very bad, right? If you are in just something category, like for example, to be just anything is worst. See, I just told you that it is worst, that if you are just something, it is not recognized by a society as having much value to all at all. Not only, and probably not in the past either. To be just anything is to be totally discounted, right? Like what happened is that there are people that they say he's just like he's just something. It means that it doesn't count and it is not respected. Or it's the worst kind of category if you are in this category, that is just something. Okay, go, let me at least present, like at least at the present you are just something. For example, there are a lot of people who are just something. Just a housewife immediately and painfully comes to mind. See, that is the first example, is that just something category is the housewife. Like for example, if you ask a woman and he's doing nothing and he's just at home, so if you ask her what do you do, she will immediately tell you that she is just a housewife. Means just a housewife, she does not even herself consider it a job. Or our society, we do not consider that that is the actual job, because she is not earning money through that job. Otherwise that is a very difficult job. We still hear it all the time. Sometimes women who have kept a house and reared 6 children refer to themselves as just a
Sir,
housewife.
accept the invitation of Naseeb Gul.
Okay, let me add. He's not here. tell him to join again. So see, this is like these women, they even themselves consider it just a housewife. So if you ask them, even if their job is very tough, like they have given this one example, that there is a woman and he has like 6 children, and she has brought up 6 children. Now it's not very easy, okay, to rear 6 children, right? It's a very tough job, but she will always say that I'm just a housewife, just a bum, just a kid, bag lady. Bag lady means a homeless lady, or old man, just an old man. Okay. The category contains, okay, present non-earners, people who have no past job history, highly valued by society, and people whose present jobs are on the low end of pay and prestige scale. So see that these just something is that they never had a job in the past and they don't still have a job, and they whatever they do, okay, so they just say that I am just a housewife, I'm just she's just a bag lady, or she's just a kid, or she's just an old man, or just a student. See, students work very hard, but if you ask them what do you do, they will tell you I'm just a student, or just a punk, or some other punk, right? A useless. Got it? Yes? Are you there or are you sleeping?
Yes, sir.
So if you have any question, you can ask me. A person can be just a cab driver, for example, or just a janitor, okay? No one is ever just a vice president. However, we are supposed to be a classless society, but we are not. Now he says is like there are two different jobs. One is the why if you are a vice president of the company, right? You will never ever say that I'm just a vice president. See, that doesn't sound correct. You say it very like with a proud, you proudly say this, that I'm a vice president. But if you are just a cab driver, you say, well, I'm just a taxi driver, I'm just a cab driver, or I'm just a janitor, right? Because that job does not have value. But this vice president, this is a very important job. And in our society, people value this job. So nobody will tell you that he is just a vice president, or for example, he is just a director. See, director or this deputy director or assistant director, all these jobs are very, very important. So you will never ever say that I'm just a director. No, that is an important job. But if the job is not important, right? Like, for example, if you're a taxi driver, you can say that I'm just a taxi driver, I'm just a janitor. So now he
Yes,
says that
sir.
now he says that we are supposed to be a classless society, but we are not. So you ask me this one, tell me, is it right to respect those people only who have good jobs? Do you think it's right? Do you think that we should
No,
distribute, or
sir.
like, huh?
We should respect everyone.
We should respect everyone. Yes, of course, we should respect. But so here, if you see this sentence, we are supposed to be a classless society, means that there should be no classes in the society. But we are not. We still have classes: the upper class, the middle class, the lower class. So all those people who have good jobs, we include them in the high class. If they do not have good jobs, we say they are the middle class. And if even their job is worse, or if they do not do any job, we say that they are in the lower class if they are earning less money. And if you are earning a lot of money, you are in the upper class. So in every society, if you see, there are these different classes. Otherwise, we shouldn't have a classless society, but that is not true. We don't have a classless society. We still have classes, like different upper, middle, lower classes in every society. We don't recognize a title nobility. We refuse to acknowledge dynastic privilege, but we certainly separate the valued from the valueless. and it has a lot to do with job and importance or prestige we attach to them. See, that we are like this, that we refuse to acknowledge dynastic privilege. But what we do is that we separate value from the valueless, right? Like we say that if you have a good job, so we value those people. If they don't have a good jobs, or if they don't have a jobs, we consider them valueless. So we have these different classes in our society, okay? And we respect people on the basis of the job they do. It is no use arguing whether any of this is correct or proper. Rationally, it is silly. That's our system. Even if you see in the family, your parents will, like, for example, there is a father and he has two sons, right? The one is on a very good job and he is earning a lot of money. The parents would respect him. And if they have another son who is not doing any job, or if he is doing a job and his job is not that important and he's not earning a lot of money, they will always upbraid him, or like tell or kind of taunt him, or will never be happy with that kind of a kid. So even if you see these parents, see, there is like they what they do is that they separate the valueless from the valued, or the valued from the valueless, right? So this is our society, that we give respect to only those people who have good jobs, and if they don't have a jobs, we don't respect them. So it is no use of arguing whether any of this is correct. There is like, we cannot debate it, because this is rationally, it is silly. How can you respect somebody just because he is having a good job? This seems very silly, rationally silly. That's our system, but we cannot do anything about it. This is our system. However, we should not only keep it in mind, we should teach our children how it works. So we should tell our children, we should teach our children that this is our society and this is how society works, right? That yes, there are certain jobs which have a lot of value, and then there are jobs which does not have value. So we should teach children this. It is perfectly well to want to grow to be a cowboy or a nurse. Kids should know, however, that quite apart from earning potential, the cattle breeder is much more respected than the hired hand, or the doctor gets a lot of more respect than the privilege, okay, and privilege than the nurse. So we should teach this to our students, that whatever they want to do, it is up to them. If they want to become a cowboy, or if they want to become a nurse, it's totally perfectly okay. But we should also teach them that doctors are more respected, right? Like they have more respect than the nurse, okay? Or this cattle breeder is much more respected than the hired hand. The hired hand is like a part-time, short time, if you do work for somebody. So of course that is less important than the cattle breeder. Do you understand? So we should teach our children this thing, that whatever they want to do, they can do it, but we should also teach them that there are certain jobs which has a lot of value, and people will respect you if you become a doctor, not a nurse. That's why if you see, every parent wants their children to become a doctor. Nobody will tell his child to become a nurse. Why? Because see, and even if you see nurses, or all these people who help you in the hospital, I personally think that nurse really work harder, right, like than this a doctor. But again, doctors are what? More doctors have more respect and privilege than the nurse. They earn a lot of money than the nurse. They have respect, more respect and privilege. Privilege is the benefit than the nurse. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
I think some
Yes, sir.
anthropologists up to study our uncatalogued system of rewarding respect and differences to each other based on job we hold. So now he says that the anthropologist must study to make this category, okay, kind of like uncatalogued. This is uncatalogued, so they should make a well-organized, systematic category of rewarding respect and difference to each other. So, like for example, if you see in America, they have this kind of hierarchy that they say that the people who are highly respected on the chart is the doctors, and the second one is the teachers, and the third one is the like I don't remember that hierarchy, but yes, so in their society, doctors are well respected, and then the teachers are highly respected. The second category is the teacher. But if you see in our society, it is even worse, that in our society politicians are on the high level. See, they have a lot of money, they are very rich people. And if you see, teachers are at the bottom. See, policemen are on the top, while in some other societies, so their society is kind of well organized. Why they have this system is that they have given importance to only those people who help other people, right? So the army and the police, they come in the middle, but in Pakistan they are on the top, while teachers and doctors are at the bottom. Do you understand? So he says that anthropologists, who is anthropologists, is anthropologists should make up to study our uncatalogued system of rewarding respect. Okay. I think you got bored. That's why you are writing on the screen, huh?
Ayana makaw, Ayana.
It's okay. It's okay. So we reward people on the basis of the job, right? Where does us vice president product planning fit in? Is that better than vice president sales in public consciousness or unconsciousness? So they say, well, we don't even understand that how it works, right? Is it conscious thing or unconscious thing? Yes, it is. It sometimes it is in our unconscious. We don't even know what is the vice president mean, what does they do, but this is in our unconscious that we respect those people who are the vice president. See, so he says that, well, I don't know whether it is conscious, is it in our conscious or unconscious, that why do we respect certain people who have good jobs? For example, see, writers earn a deadly dot, but I suspect they are held in a higher esteem than wealthy rock stars. See, writers, they may not earn a lot of money, okay? But still, if you say they are highly respected, okay, than the musician. That is if everybody older than 40 gets to vote. See, so yes, this is something very strange, that why do we do it? We don't have a systematic catalog for that, that who is the high, who should we include on the high rank, right? Who should be, who should have more value, or who should have less value? We don't have that. Like, for example, writers, they do not earn a lot of money, but they are well respected in a society than the musicians, right? Musicians earn a lot of money, but we do not respect them the way we respect the writers. How do we decide which jobs have great value and therefore the job holders are wonderful people? Now, this is the questions, right? This is the question that you should ask yourself. There is no answer. I don't know. So how do we decide which jobs have great value and therefore the job holders are wonderful people? Some will say, well, I think policemen, that is a very good job and the people are very wonderful because they have a lot of authority. See, some people will say, well, I like administrative jobs because you have a lot of authority and respect in that. Some people will say, that I personally think that teachers are very important because they build the nations, right? They help or they help these younger people learn, teach them, like they teach them, and they really help these young people. So they are basically building the nation. So another question is, why someone who builds shopping center called entrepreneur, while someone who builds freeway is called a contractor? See, why do we do this? Like if you are building a shopping mall, we say that he is an entrepreneur. But if you are just making a highways or freeways, you are a contractor. I have no answer to any of this, but we might think about the phenomenon that next time we are tempted by a phone over some stranger because we find out he happened to be a judge, or next time we catch ourselves discount the person worth of garbage collector. So this is the main purpose of the lesson, is that the writer wants you to think, okay, that whenever you see a judge, okay, a person who used to be a judge, who happened to be a judge, you respect that person. But if you find someone who was just a garbage collector, you don't respect them, you don't have a respect for that person. Why is it so? Why do we respect certain people who have good jobs, and why don't we respect certain people who do not have good job? Why we are like this? Why human beings are like this? So yes,
Yes,
that's
sir.
the end. If you want to ask me any question,
Yes,
yes.
sir.
So I think you have a little bit idea. You go and read that again. If you have any question, you can ask me. Is there any question you want to ask me?
No, sir.
No?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir. We get it.
Okay, now let's discuss these questions.
We understand, sir.
Okay, so why is the writer, right, the Macweather tone, okay, illustrate it with few words and phrases that establish the tone? So, well, the tone is very serious or satirical, right? Satirical means that he taunts the people, that why do we respect and disrespect people on the basis of the job? Okay, the second one, what is the theme of the essay? What do you do? Okay, what you do is what you are. What is the theme? Yes, the theme is that we should have this society, a classless society, but unfortunately we don't have a classless society. There are classes, and there are people that they consider, like, they respect people on the basis of the job. It should not be like this. We should respect everybody. Maybe that person is a good person, right? Maybe that person is helping out people, okay, in his extra time, but we don't consider him a respectful person. Why? Because he doesn't have a high job. So that is the theme. Okay, the third one, okay, Macweather says that we define and judge ourselves according to the job we do. Do you agree? Can you answer me this one? The writer says that we define and judge ourselves according to the job we do. So do you agree with this? Yes.
Yes, sir. We are here.
Yes, sir.
So read this third number question
Yes,
and
sir.
answer. No, you answer me the question.
So I didn't understand. Number 3.
Right. So Macweather says that we define and judge ourselves according to the job we hold. Now, well, do you agree? First, tell me whether, like, for example, the job you are doing, okay, you judge yourself on the basis of the job you do. Like, for example, if you are doing a high job or a good job, so you judge yourself that, yes, I'm a very intelligent person, that I have this job. But if you don't have a job, a well job, an ordinary job, so you judge yourself that you don't have the skills, you don't have the worth. So you consider yourself worthless if you don't have a good job. So while I agree with this one, and I also don't agree that, yes, sometimes, like, for example, I'm a teacher. In our society, this teaching job is well respected, but nowadays, if you see people say that he is just a teacher, we have in our society, we have even included this teaching job in just something. So yes, I consider myself, okay, like for example, I'm happy with this job, but there are times, okay, that I think that, well, this is not a very respectful job. I don't have authority, right? So yes, this is something that you can agree or disagree. What, according to McWether, is the attitude of people toward unemployed people? Well, he says that they consider him nothing, okay? So see, what, according to the writer, okay, is the attitude of people, other people, towards unemployed people. So if you are unemployed, they will consider you nothing. They will not even talk to you. They will not even shake hand with you if you don't have a job. So, and he has mentioned it in the essay. According to McWether, we separate the valued from the valueless. Give some example of how your own, okay, if you agree with the writer. Yes, we have separated the valued from the valueless. If you have a good job, a high job, so we value that category. Those people who have high jobs and who doesn't have important jobs, right? So we do not consider them respected, or they.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the last one, if you see the sixth one, what makes a job or career esteemed in the eyes of society and why? So which job, okay, what job, what job is highly esteemed in people, like what job people consider is the highly esteemed or a highly respected job? What do you think? Which job do you think is the has the most value in the eyes of societies? Like which job people value the most? Yes.
Ji, sir.
Tell me, which job do you think
Musa, sir.
has the high value? Here, Adnan, Abdul Wahab, Fawadullah, Musa.
Yes, sir.
So do you want to ask me anything? If you don't want to ask me, then I'll go. I just read it, but there was no input. Like you didn't give me any input or feedback. I think you did not like it. Okay, I think I should go, right? It's just
Sir, we have no problem. We understand, sir.
Very good. So now go and write the answer to these 5-6 questions. Or if you have any question or any difficulty, then you can ask me. So this was, if I want you to give a summary, the summary is that the writer is saying, in my own words, let me tell you that the writer is talking about the jobs, right? Writer is talking about the different classes in the society, that there are people that they have a lot of value, right? Because they are doing a good job, important job, and they are earning a lot of money. So we respect those people. And if they don't do a job where they earn a lot of money and they don't have power or authority, and if their job is an ordinary job, we do not respect those kind of people. The society is like this. We cannot do anything about it. This is something consciously in our unconscious. So we don't know why we do this, but all the society, in every society, people respect only people who have good jobs. So if they don't have a good job, we don't respect. Yes.
Sir, but it is not necessary.
Yes, this is necessary, right? Like in the society, it should not be like this. I agree. The writer also says that we should not value only those people who have good jobs. Maybe there is a person who is a very good human being, and maybe he doesn't have a job. Maybe he's a very intelligent and a smart person. But if he doesn't have a job, it doesn't mean that he's a worthless person. But no, the society will not accept it. The society will not give him respect just because he doesn't have a job. So job is very, very important in every society. It should not be the case, but this is how our society is. So we cannot do anything about it. See? But this is well written. He has given different examples. Like, for example, he says that there are people who are just something. See, when you ask me that what do you do, I will say I'm a teacher. Okay. But if there is a person whose job is like very ordinary job, he will say, well, I'm nothing. I'm just a taxi driver. I'm just a shopkeeper. See? Maybe that job is also very important, but he himself doesn't consider it important. So how can other people consider him that job important? Do you get it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Why everybody wants to be the president, the vice president, or have these good jobs? It's because people value that job.
Sir, for resources.
Yes, for resources, for the money they earn on that job, and all those respect the authority, right? Okay, and so many other things. So if you don't have a good job, remember this thing: people will not accept you, people will not respect you. So when I
Another
see,
case.
listen, when I see your messages on WhatsApp, and when I see that you are so careless and you don't take these classes important, like, and you don't study properly, I seriously fear that you will suffer later on, because these Pushtun, they have a different mindset. Remember, if, like, for example, if you see Pushtun, right, Pathans will never ever work in certain places where they think that that job is not important, right? Like, for example, if you were in Punjab, now Punjabis, those people, okay, they can even clean washrooms, but you cannot do that, right? You will really not like such kind of jobs. So if you don't have an important job, you will suffer. Remember, you will not be happy. So I want you to work very hard in order to get good jobs. Like Musa, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Masta video katalewa kana?
Ji.
No mashallah tapaki o gat gadi ke nasu ade chalolo kana?
Ji, sir.
No tomata dawe chista yo jobi او هغه جاب کې ته دومره پیسې نشي ګټلې چې تا سره یو خراب ګاډی وي کنه یا موټر سایکل باندې ګرځې نو ته به خوشاله.
No, sir.
Yes, no, that's why I'm telling you that you have to work very hard. چې ښه ښایسته جاب وي در سره، پریزیډنټ یې، وایس پریزیډنټ یې د کمپني، او ښه ښایسته ښایسته ګاډي دله درکړي، نو you will be so happy. See? And then there are other people, like for example,
business am choice sir.
Yes, if you are earning a lot of money. There are other people, but that is exceptional. Do you know Abdul Sattar Eidi?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes, sir.
He never ever drove any other car than ambulance. Right? He was
Yes,
such
sir.
a rich person. He has all the money. But he was such a simple person. He was an extraordinary person, right? Like that was an exceptional case. He would never
care about everyone
clothes. He would never wear expensive clothes, but people respect him so much. So that is something which is very, very exceptional. All people cannot be like him. So if you are that kind of a person, then you don't have to worry. Whatever you do, okay, you will be happy. But if you have a different mentality, if you care about other people, and if you care that people should give you respect, then you have to find a job where you think, okay, that you can earn money and you can help people and you have the authority. Yes. Who is Cheetah? Na Cheetah nunda chade. Yes.
Sir, maybe it Ghani.
غني كوين وغني خدمرة خبري كي, maybe it's not غني, I guess. Yes. So is there any question you want to ask me?
No, sir.
خصص online class يوم نكي.
Everything is. जी sir.
Yo online class مستاسو نكي.
سر جی زموږ خو یو هم نه دی اخیستی ایکسپټ یو ستاسو نو یو هغه میم نه دی
YouTube
ما
sir.
خو ټول د 3 واغسته سر
YouTube باندې سر جی.
په YouTube باندې وی. Yes.
Islamiyat maths.
ټول بودي اسلامیات او مېث بس.
او physics تاسو physics class.
نه فزیکس نشته.
ها. او computer science.
Computer science
Right. Fine. But this is your assignment that you will write the answer to these 5-6 questions and send it to me in WhatsApp. Okay.